welcome to the Renee Adams Show. I am here with Dave Glick, and he is the owner. Absolutely. He is the owner of G6 Web Services, which is a digital advertising agency. And so he helps small businesses drive traffic to their website from the internet. And I think all of us can use some help when it comes to building a better presence on the internet.
Absolutely.
And welcome, Dave Glick. Only thing he's doing is just sharing to his page. So he's not being rude or anything.
I'm sharing.
So his buddies and friends will be able to interact as well. So again, if you're anything like me, when it comes to the internet and trying to get the most out of it, then I think this would be a very informative and helpful show for all of us. So welcome in, and please ask questions. That's what we're here for, to interact. So if I'm looking at my computer, that's what I'm doing, right?
Yes.
Right.
We have to look at our computer every once in a while.
Every once in a while is okay. So no one's being rude here. So please chime in and ask Dave any questions that you may have during the show. So let's get started.
Okay. What would you like to know? I'm doing awesome. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. I'm so excited. I think, you just in our back, talk, you have a lot of information to share. And I think it's going to be something that everyone can learn from. And
I'm
so
really
here we are.
excited to do this.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
So tell us a little bit of your backstory on a business standpoint.
Okay. I've owned businesses for 35 years. My very first business, my first official business, I should say, was a pizza restaurant.
Oh, wow.
In Cottonwood, Arizona. And that was from 1982 until 2005.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right. Okay. And you learn in the restaurant business that if you're not making people happy, you're not going to last very long.
And that's where the website comes in, right? So back then, you were probably thinking, like, what else can I do to really, build that trust with my, clients and, people that's coming into the restaurant.
Yes.
It just makes a world of difference, but I'll let you continue.
Yeah, I built that first website in 1998. I was looking at it the other day, and it was just amazing. It had a lot of really good content on there. It had our menu. And it had my story, how I got into the business, and it was an amazing little website for what it was back then.
And do you think that you knew what you were doing with websites back then than what you know now? Because now you're like an expert.
It's completely different.
Right. Okay.
It's a completely different world. There's no comparison.
Right. There's no comparison. Right. No. That's true.
It's so different. And it was cool. It was cool. I really enjoyed doing the website, and I maintained it, of course, over the time that I had the restaurant. And when I sold the restaurant, I went into the computer repair business. Oh. And a lot of people will say, "Wow, how did you go from from pizza to computers?"
That is something. Yeah, that is crazy. Like, what would make you think that you could actually go in and start repairing computers?
What's lovely, started learning how to work on computers in 1974 when I was a freshman in high school.
Oh, wow.
We had a computer in our class, off of our algebra classroom.
So it was in your blood anyway. So.
It was in my blood.
It just needed to come out.
Yes. I was the geek before there were geeks.
Oh my goodness. Yes. How could that be, Dave?
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
That's awesome though. I mean, sometimes things like that just kind of leads into things that you never know that you'll be at a certain point in life.
Yes.
And it's amazing how everything kind of lined up for you. And your business. So you started out with the restaurant business, then repairing computers.
Yes.
So basically, the small business, right?
Yes.
And that's who you're talking to now, is small businesses and how to gain more traction to their business.
That is my love.
That's your love.
I love helping small business owners. I love putting a smile on their face and watching their eyes light up as I tell them what we can do, and then actually moving into what we do and having them see the fruits of the work. And it's
a beautiful thing to see it unfold that way.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about G6 Web Services, your digital advertising agency, and the services that you offer.
Yeah, so I just wanted to actually, if that's okay, is to move into how I got into this.
Oh, sure.
First.
Absolutely. Let's talk and see, about how you got into this.
Yeah, so I did the computer repair business for a couple of years, and then we had the Great Recession. And so I said, self, I needed to do something different during the Great Recession because I could feel the effects already in 2007.
Okay.
So I went to work for a large cable company, and those of you in Phoenix know who I'm talking about.
Right.
I went to work for them for 2.5 years, and then I had enough of corporate America.
Right, yeah.
And I love the cable company.
Okay.
I love the people that I work with.
Yeah,
It's
that's
just,
about it.
I'm a small business owner at heart, okay? And so I decided that was enough.
Good for you.
And I went back into the computer business.
Okay.
The only problem is I didn't really have any computer business to go back to.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so it had to be scary to go and, take that on.
Right, and I had no budget.
Okay.
I had to figure this out for myself. I got my website. I learned how to do the search engine optimization and all the digital marketing and all that stuff.
Wow.
And I got my brand new domain, and I went from 0 to a full-fledged business in about 6 months. Just because and the learning curve was steep at that point also.
That's
I had to learn
pretty
a lot.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, you do have to learn a lot. So you must have really had that fire built up. Like, I have to do this because you already left your job,
Yes.
the corporate job. So going into your own business, you had to do that.
I had
you had
to
to
do it.
decide.
Yeah.
So
Failure was not an option.
It wasn't an option at
Not
that
at all.
point.
Right.
And look at you now, just just soaring.
It was amazing. So I did the computer business. One of the things that I did over the course of the computer business was I helped a lot of small businesses with their computer stuff.
Okay.
And while we were
Wow.
talking about their computer stuff,
Yeah.
of course, the subjects of their website and their online presence came up
Wow.
a lot over that period of time. So I got to help more and more and more business owners over the course of the time that I did the computer repair business and IT business.
So what do you think they're where they were failing at? What do you think that was most of?
It's a technical expertise problem, most of the problem. Either that or a time issue. A lot of small business owners are so wrapped up dealing with the day-to-day things, putting out the fires, wearing all the hats, doing everything that they have to do to run their small business, and they just don't have the time to even consider what their digital presence is.
Absolutely, or even know what to do with it.
Right, and the technical stuff. is the rest of it.
Exactly.
Right, exactly. So it was an amazing transformation for me.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah, I mean, it was all meant to be. Everything was, all the learning and teachings that you were going through it, and then the people.
Yes.
People came, and you were able to, use the knowledge that you have to give to them to help them. And
Yes.
were you getting paid for that at that time?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you knew. Okay, so now I'm getting kind of a consultant, so I need
Right.
to use this to my benefit. And that was a great start.
Yeah, and that's a lot of what we do also, is we consult with people. We help them. If they say to me, oh, well, I want to do it this way, and I'll tell them, okay, well, that's a good idea, but let's modify it a little bit, because that's really not going to work as well as you would like it to, but here's a suggestion to make it work better for you. So we do a lot of consulting in what I do as well.
Okay. So as far as the story that you just told, I mean, everything leading up to now. Now, what about GC, your advertising
G6 Web
agency?
Services?
Yes.
So what we do is we help small business owners with a multitude of things. We help them with their websites. We help them with search engine optimization. We help them with their online reputation, which is called Online Reputation Management, or ORM for short. So if you see ORM,
Okay,
that's what
that means. Thank you for that.
That's what that means.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
We help with social media management. One of the most basic things, though, and I probably want to throw this out there real quick,
absolutely.
is that anybody can do this stuff. You can. It's not rocket science. It really isn't. And if you don't have as much of a web presence as you would like, it's not difficult to improve that. One of the places that you really want to start is with Google Business Listing. If you don't have a Google Business Listing and you're not on Google Maps, you need to be. And if you are on Google Maps and it says, claim this business, I'm sorry, my phone is ringing for some reason.
For some reason.
It was my mother.
Oh, okay.
But she's not watching.
She needs to be watching.
I know, right? But if your Google Maps listing, if you have one, says on it, claim this business, or is this business yours if you're looking at it on the internet, that means it's not claimed.
That is not claimed.
It's not claimed.
That's interesting.
Yes.
Okay. So how do they go about making that visible?
What they
More
need to do,
visible.
well, it's visible, right? But it's not as visible as it could be.
Okay.
All right.
And how do they go about that?
So they'll need a Gmail address.
A Gmail address?
Yep.
Oh, wow. That's simple. At least
Yeah.
it sounds simple.
That's all you need.
Wow.
That's all you need.
Okay, there you
Yeah.
go. Get a Gmail address.
Yep, get a Gmail address, and you can, with your Gmail address, then you can sign in to Gmail in your browser, and you can go to your Maps listing either in maps.google.com, or you can go to google.com, and if you type your business name, it'll show the Maps listing off on the right, and then it'll say, is this your business, question mark, and you just click on that, and then you can go ahead and claim your business.
See, I never knew how important that Google Maps was when it comes to your website and your, I mean, I know as far as the business aspect, of course, you get the ratings and stuff, but I
Right.
never knew like the right and wrong way, I guess.
Right, right.
Right. So okay, if you can explain a little bit more in detail about Google Maps and how that really shows your expertise, or do not disturb.
We have all calls coming in. We're popular today.
Right.
So the first thing that I want to say to address that question is a lot of home-based businesses don't think that they're qualified to be on Google Maps. Like if you have a plumbing business or an air conditioning repair or something like that, and you don't want people to know what your address is at your home, that's perfectly understandable. And there is a way to hide your address from the public when you set up your Google Maps listing. You can actually check. So yeah, I mean, there's that's one of the really important things that a lot of your home-based businesses should understand, is that you still need a Google Maps or Google Business listing, and you can do that and hide your address.
And that's great. That's great to know too, because someone like me, I wouldn't want my address to come up on there. So having that
Right.
knowledge that I could still, have, my listing up without that information, right? It's my personal information. So the only thing they need to see is the business
Yes.
side of me.
Exactly.
Right. But I don't have an address for you to come to per se, unless you're coming to the studio, I guess. But my website, the way it's set up, I wouldn't expect it.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, so that's important to know, Google Maps.
Correct. And the listing needs to be optimized also.
See, now you're giving even more, and I wouldn't
Right.
even think about that. I mean, it's so many little nuances that you don't think about that really
Right.
will help people see what, where you are in your business, and I love that.
That's our job, is we learn these things so that we can pass that information on to other people.
But it doesn't really say that you're at a certain level if you see a low rating, like a star rating. It
On the
doesn't really
Google
say
Maps?
how good or bad your services are. I mean, what
It
should
doesn't.
what should you really pay attention to when you're looking at the ratings?
Well, one thing for
Yeah.
sure, are you looking at your own business? Is that what the...
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
So if you're looking at your own business and you're seeing the star ratings, you want to compare that to your competitors, because other people are. And if you see that you have a low rating compared to your competitors, there's a reason for that, and that needs to be addressed if you want more business coming in from the Google Maps or Google Business listing. That's really important. Some business owners don't care, and that's perfectly fine. But if you do care, then we can give you ideas and help you with increasing the star rating.
Okay, good.
One thing that I'll say is that every business owner should be responding to every review, whether it's good or bad.
Absolutely, yeah. No, that says a lot about who you are, right? Because you're going to get good and bad.
Correct.
So why not? I mean, that's a good thing. And you have to, when you're responding to, responses that aren't so great, you can always word it in a way that makes you look, like you're taking the higher grounds on the situation,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
So it's the way that you talk, and that's important. People want to see that, how you communicate even when something wrong happens or something bad happens. It's a way to communicate.
Every business has those.
Yeah.
Right? So those are opportunities for that business.
Absolutely.
So we shouldn't be afraid to get those bad reviews. We should be excited to get those, any kind of review in, because any kind of review is information that the public is going to get about us. It's also PR, whether it's good or bad. But we can address that PR and we can make it
Absolutely.
better. So there's a right way
And
to there's a
right
right
way
way
to do it
and a wrong way. Exactly.
Okay. Because when I think about, that side of it, where it just shows that you're human, and you make mistakes, but also that might be a question that customer have, and it's been answered, and they maybe they feel that they can that you have a handle on it now,
right,
as far as that problem, because you don't want it to seem so perfect.
Yes.
Especially if you've been in business for a while, you're getting all these great reviews. People they see through that. They discern very well. Like, there's just no bad comments. These people been in business for 8 years. Like, tell me something that maybe I have a question about, but you answered it so well.
Right.
That still makes me want to go to you, because I know that you're actually responding.
Yes,
so
exactly.
Yeah.
And there's other places where people leave reviews also. Like, for example, in the bigger cities like Phoenix and San Francisco and Los Angeles, Yelp is a big thing.
Yes, and that's important too. Yeah,
it is super important. There's
Absolutely.
A lot of Yelpers out there.
Right, a lot of people will go to that before
before Google.
Yeah,
correct.
That makes sense.
And Facebook.
And Facebook, yeah.
A lot of people.
They do all their research. They really do. They go in a lot of detail research to get more information about you. I'm just checking to see if anyone has any questions for Dave about their website, how to grow their presence, anything like that. So it's open. We have everything open right now, so you can ask questions if you have them. So please do so. So
just don't ask me any questions I can't answer. No.
Oh gosh, you can answer. Dave, please. We talked for how long?
20 minutes.
And you were able to answer everything. I was like, okay, I get it. You're fine.
I'm not perfect.
But you have the knowledge that most people need, so that's good enough. That's a start that a lot of people would want to hear, and they need to hear, right?
Right.
I think so.
Absolutely.
So what things should one consider when deciding between traditional marketing and digital marketing?
That's a really good question.
Okay, so television marketing, like back in the day, that was the thing. Everybody's advertising, and so now, with the digital, although we know some things, we just don't know, the bulk of it, and why we really should focus on one or the other, maybe.
So the question would be, should I advertise in the phone book, or should I save my money and do it somewhere else? It really depends on your demographic. Who's your target market, right? So if your target market is senior citizens, the senior citizens still use the telephone book. They don't use the internet as much, right?
Yes.
So that would be a great place for you to advertise, would be in the phone book.
Okay.
They're still available. There's a lot less phone books now than there was 8 years ago, but it's still a means of advertisement, okay? So if your target market, again, is senior citizens, you may not have as much luck advertising on the internet as you would in the telephone book. So
that's true, yes. Because that's your target market. So the people that look at phone books, of course, those are the people that you're going to get business from.
Right. So here's a trick.
Okay.
Here's a trick. Okay. This is like the tip of the century.
Okay.
I'm serious. Okay. So when I was in the pizza business, and I discovered this way back in the 90s. Okay. When I was in the pizza business, we ran so many radio commercials. It was crazy, because that's what everybody did back then, right? So there was one form of commercial that always got us business, no matter what. Okay. I ran specials. I did funny commercials. I did sad commercials. I did all kinds of commercials. The best commercial for getting us business was the testimonial.
Oh, wow.
We had real people on the radio, real customers, say why they liked coming to Outlaw Pizza. And that's what brought in all the business.
Wow. Okay.
And if your radio advertisement is not, if you're not seeing people in about 3 weeks from your radio advertisement, if they're not saying, hey, I heard you on the radio and I'm new, your advertising isn't working.
Okay. So you needed to stop at that point.
Yeah. Exactly.
You just wasted money.
Exactly. But the testimonial commercials always got us business. So let's translate that into the internet.
Yes.
Translate that into the internet, right? So what is it that shows you more than anything else that the business is a good business to deal with? Is it the business talking about themselves, or is it other people talking about the businesses?
That's other people, of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Social proof.
Yeah, absolutely.
Social proof. It worked then and it works today. Just it translates over into the digital world just like it does in the real world advertising.
And do you think that there's more possibilities and more ways to advertise on the internet than it is traditional?
There's the really cool thing about the internet is that you can target your demographic much more sharply than you can in traditional advertising. In traditional advertising, yes, each radio station has their demographic.
Right.
Each television station has their demographic. You can target demographic according to what time of the day you're advertising,
Right.
etc. Right?
That's true.
But with your internet advertising, it is even more laser targeted.
It is though, because that's what I was about to
Yes.
say. If you think of it that way, you still want to set a certain time for content to go out.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can do that.
Yeah.
You can do that. But like Facebook ads, for example,
Right.
tons and tons of people, literally hundreds of millions of businesses, and that's not a joke, that's not an exaggeration,
Wow.
advertise on Facebook, okay?
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
The reason for that is because of the fact that the advertising is so laser targeted. You can target women 30 to 40 who live in Chicago, Illinois, who earn $20,000 to $30,000, by the way, that's going away, who are teachers and who are interested in dogs and cats.
Right. Okay.
Right? You can't do that anywhere else. You can't.
That's true.
It's
You
amazing.
get a lot more opportunity. You're right. For
Tons.
anything that you do, you
Yes.
can do that on. And because if you thought about, the cat and dog services, or if that was a mobile service and you're trying to go on television, it's like way too, it's like really expensive.
It is.
To try to go about it that way. And with social media,
Right.
it's a lot less expensive.
The trick with the social media, though,
Or
is you
it
have
could
to, you have to have the right message going to the right people, and you have to attract their attention.
Okay. And how do you help people do that?
So
Like, what tools
it's,
is it? I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's more a matter of knowledge and understanding how the media works more than anything else.
Okay.
It
right,
is.
Right. Okay.
You
Just
have
the
to have-
knowledge. Just some kind of.
It is. The tools are the knowledge of what the market is.
Right.
And
Okay.
understanding the small business owner, what their products and services are, and being able to translate that over to their target market. And a big thing about the target market, okay, here's another tip of the century. So people have asked me before,
Okay.
how do you know what the target audience is of a business? How do you know?
Yeah, how do you know?
Okay. Who are your current customers? Right?
Okay.
Who are your current customers?
Okay. That
What
makes
is the
sense.
majority of your customer base? Where do they live? How much do they earn? What cars do they have? How many kids do they have? Are they married? Are they single? Right? Where do they hang out? What magazines do they read? What websites do they go to?
Right, that makes sense to know about those things.
That's
Right.
your target
Yeah,
market.
Right.
It's right there.
That's true.
Yeah. All you have to do is ask them. And some people are afraid to ask. One of my clients over in Mesa, we were just discussing this. And they're like, well, we're kind of afraid to ask our customers. And I said, I understand that. And that's okay. But here, let's ask them these questions. If you're afraid to ask them about their income and stuff, which is understandable,
Right.
you don't have to ask them, do you earn between $20,000 and $40,000 a year or whatever, right? But you can ask them other questions and get a little bit more information from them that way.
That makes sense.
Mhm.
So, so when it comes to building a reputation
Yes.
and that trust, like what things do you recommend for someone to be able to do that?
It depends on whether they're starting out
Yes. Yeah.
or whether they've been in business for a short period of time or a long period of time.
So people that just is starting out,
Right.
how would you go about that, or even describe like to build a reputation when they're first starting? Because that's not easy
And it's not. It really
to
isn't.
build a good reputation, not bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It might be bad. It might be easy to build a bad reputation, but not so good, right?
It depends on how you treat your customers.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So your customers, your clients, your patients,
Yeah.
they all have to be pleased with what you offer. And if they're not pleased with what you offer, you need to find out why. And that was one of the reasons that I was so successful in the pizza business for such a long time, was because we listened to our customers. If we didn't listen to our customers, I would have been out of business in
Yeah,
2 years
right.
or less.
Okay.
So as far as building a reputation is concerned, okay, here's another tip of the century.
Okay.
Are you
I love
ready?
this. Yes, I am so ready.
Okay. So what you're going to do, and this goes for new businesses that have been in business for a short period of time or a
Okay,
long period of
okay,
time.
there we go.
Okay?
Okay.
It's for anybody. Even a new business. You've had if you're a new business, you've still done what you have done before. You still have satisfied clients, patients, or customers somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So all you have to do is talk to those people and say, hey, how are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
How is everything? Were you pleased with the service that I offered? Is there anything else that I can help you with?
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you a question. On a scale of 1 to 5, how satisfied with our services were you, or our product, or what have you, right?
Okay.
And if they say, you know what, you are just the best, Renee.
Okay.
I love you.
Mm-hmm.
You can do no wrong.
Right?
Would you mind going onto Google and writing a little review for
Right,
me?
exactly. Right, that's right.
And that's all you have to say. Or another way to word it is just to have a little bit of a quicker conversation. How was everything for you today?
Yes, yeah.
Great. Is there any reason why you wouldn't give us a 5-star rating on Google?
I like that too, right.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so if there is a reason,
Yes.
you can take care of it right then.
Absolutely.
And if they say, Renee, I love you, you were awesome,
Thank you!
then you can say to
Thank you.
them, would you mind writing a little review for me on
And I would you mind?
Google?
And that's like the best way to go about it. And you're right, because I experienced that before.
Right.
You know, I absolutely love what you've done for me, you know, as far as, you came out and fixed my windshield, and it was wonderful. And I love how you interacted. And when you came, you texted me and you let me know that you were there.
Oh, that communication is so important. Oh my gosh.
It is the most important part. The communication, what is it? The email that you get beforehand, the service is on time. You get the text message, then the service is great, and then afterwards a handshake, and you want to take a look at the work that we did. Like,
Yes.
Just all of that. And then, and I'm saying this from experience, and then after that, it's, well, if you don't mind, you can go on to, you'll get a email, and if you don't mind, just going on there and rating
Yes.
us.
Right.
I did it, you
Right.
know, because it was just so sincere. It was just the way everything was done, and it wasn't like a sale. You didn't have to sell me on giving you a rating. When I got the email, I did it. Normally I don't.
Right.
I don't.
But you
But
did
that
it.
was just, it was just, everything seemed so right, and it was good, and the service from the beginning to the end was great.
Yes.
Even if it was one mistake, if you communicate that,
Mm-hmm.
you're honest now. Now
Yes.
you're honest, and you made it right, and I'm still going to do business with you.
Right.
Yeah.
And other people will also, because they're seeing that in the review.
Right, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So,
One thing that that businesses have to be careful of, though, is that if you have 1,000 ratings and the other competitors in your class, in your geographical area, have 50 or 75, and you have 1,000, that's going to look like you artificially inflated the number of reviews that you had. So be really careful about that you don't get so many reviews, you're not asking for so many reviews that it looks like the numbers are artificially inflated.
okay, that makes sense. Okay. So the other question,
Mm-hmm.
when you think about traffic, because like you said, you can just put up a website, but what is that? What is that going to do?
Right.
You know?
Put it up and they will come.
Right, that's
It
what
used
you
to
would
be that way.
think.
It used to be that way.
Yeah, if you give them a link, you have to actually meet those people, but there's so much to actually driving traffic to your website
Yes.
that we don't realize, and the amount of, or the different ways that you can, create content, videos or blogs, but there is so much more.
Yes.
And it's like, when you think about it, it's like a tree with so many branches that, brings in business.
Yes.
It drives in
It's
business.
like a funnel.
Yeah,
Like a funnel.
it's a funnel.
Mhm.
So the ways that people can, and I mentioned a few of those, but
Right.
what are some other ways that people can actually drive business to their website, other than just the blogs and videos and things like that? How does
Right.
that really work?
That's a big part of that is the search engine optimization.
Okay.
In any area, if you are a local business in a geographical area and you want to attract customers, clients, or patients from your local area, you are going to want to put the on-page search engine optimization on your webpage, okay, and on your website. So that's on different pages. You can have it optimized for different things on different pages, like you were
Right,
talking about
yeah,
before
right.
with your different pages.
Right, because I was telling Dave that I thought that I put all the keywords in that I thought I needed, until I started to do a little bit more research and going into the tabs. And that was just from, one piece of information. I was like, oh, let me try this out. And I ended up on one of the tabs and seeing a few buttons. I was like, oh, okay, press on that. Okay. And notice that there was another SEO, and you can actually enter keywords on that as well.
Yes.
And that's something I didn't know. So then when I go back and do my search to find my listing, now I'm seeing that actual part of my website on the listing, where they can find me if they put in that keyword that I entered for that particular tab.
Correct.
Yeah. So if there was if you have a restaurant, you have a menu that you want people to see, there is certain keywords that you'll put into that single tab, correct?
It kind of works that way,
Okay.
in a way. But one thing that we want to be very careful of is that we're not what's called keyword stuffing.
Okay.
Years ago, when search engine optimization first became popular and everybody was doing it, they would stuff the keywords into their pages, whatever they would want people. They would put if it was Mexican restaurant, they put Mexican restaurant in there 100 different times on the same page. And they would do that. So there's some code, special code in every web page that tells the search engines like Google and Bing and Yahoo and the other search engines what your page is about. So they would put this specific keyword in there over and over and over again. And in the beginning, before the search engines started accounting for this, it worked. But it doesn't work anymore because the search engines will actually now delist your page.
Okay.
By the way, search engines list pages and not websites. So if you have a page delisted from Google, you can put up another page.
Oh, okay. That's a little secret.
Yeah, it's a little secret.
Okay, he gave us another little secret.
I know.
Great.
Yeah. It was horrible. I'm just full of little secrets.
Yes, you are, but that's good. We need that. So that's amazing to understand more of that, because if you're not knowledgeable,
it's the technical expertise.
it is. But with your services, you actually help to kind of negate some of those things and help drive more traffic.
Yes.
And you help them manage it.
Yes.
And
We
that's
consult.
right. Nonetheless, but
Yeah.
it's you consult and you actually help to manage their reputation and
Yes.
the content that they want to build on there. But in order to stand out,
They have to.
they have to stand out, right?
Yes.
And you do a great job with your website. And
Thank you.
When I was looking at it, I was like, wow, he has all the pertinent information that someone would need to know about your business, and it's neat and clean.
Right.
And a lot of times we don't really, we just think, okay, my name is up there, my business, the interface and things like that, or
Yes.
But you actually go into more, details. You consult with them, find out what they think they're missing,
Right.
what they think they need to do.
Right. And being a small business owner for such a long time, I can actually
There you go.
understand what it is that they're trying to accomplish.
Absolutely.
So a lot of especially your bigger SEO companies and website designers and things like that, they weren't in business for themselves for decades. They don't actually understand the workings of the small business. What you have to go through as a small business owner day in and day out to manage your business, to run your business, putting out all the fires, dealing with all the nonsense, and then every once in a while having to step back and saying, oh my gosh, what am I doing? And then trying to make that plan to go forward.
Because what I like about what you do, and not to say that it's anything wrong with the other side, but when we talk about the website and we talk about social media and all of that, encompassed together, do you think what you do is more, well, should I say, okay, because I'm thinking about the social media aspect when you have experts that just deal with social media and managing that, opposed to websites, because I think that the website actually, if you're in digital advertising, that you can actually handle all of that in one.
We are essentially an all-in-one stop shop
Yeah.
for a small business owner who's looking to expand their presence on the internet and their influence on the internet as well.
Right. So are you more expensive than they may be as far as just the social media? Okay.
No.
So how does your pricing work?
We have different prices for the different services that we offer. We have what we call the G6 Web Services Local Brand Slayer platform, which is a platform that we offer to small businesses, and they can actually go in and they can manage a lot of the aspect of their social media all in one place. They can post to their Facebook, their Pinterest, their Instagram, their LinkedIn, their Twitter, all at the same time. They can schedule those posts all from the back end. They can manage their reputation from Google, from Yelp, from Facebook, all those from the back end. They only have to go to one place to do all that stuff. Plus, on top of that, it also submits their listings to a whole bunch of websites.
Oh, yeah.
So they get a whole bunch of backlinks, what they call backlinks, which are just links back to your website, to their website. All from the same service, which is just amazing.
So all of those things kind of help with the listings because they are now on different sites.
Yes. It's an amazing platform, and we have it in two flavors. The first flavor is a self-managed, where they can go in and they can do it themselves. And then the second flavor is fully managed, where we will go in and we will do all that stuff for them. They have to tell us what to put up there, but we will actually go in and manage it.
Nice.
Exactly.
Okay, so I like that. I like everything that you're doing. I think that it makes a lot of sense especially if you are not as savvy on the internet or have that understanding. Most people, it seems like they would want to learn from you and then kind of do it on their own. Do you
and
find
they can
that
do that?
Yeah.
And they can.
Right.
I'm happy to speak with them. We offer free consulting. To help people.
Okay, that's good to know. So based off of that, let's tell them where they can find you.
Sure. They can go to, actually there's a few different places. So they can go to g6webservices.com and there's actually a link on there where they can schedule a free consultation. It's no obligation. We are happy to give them as many actionable ideas during a certain period of time as possible. And no holds barred. We will help them in any way that we possibly can. We will actually do the research before the call so that we're not spending the call researching what they're doing, which is really cool. They can, on my LinkedIn profile, if you want to friend me on LinkedIn, by the way, the profile is linkedin.com/li/G6webservices, and you can connect with me there. And then I have the text in my profile about where to go for that free strategy session as well. Or you can just email me at info@g6webservices.com.
Okay, perfect. There you go. So anything else you want to share about your business that people may want to know?
I think that the one thing that I probably want to get across more than anything else is who we help. We help if you are wanting to start or starting a small business, started a small business recently, and you're kind of lost as far as your internet marketing is concerned, and believe me, you're in a huge crowd, okay? There's so many small businesses that need that type of help, so don't feel bad. We do not have a problem with you calling us and just asking us basic questions. Anything that you want to know, we're happy to answer for you. Or the long-time business owner who's been around for a long time, and they have what they call a Web 1.0 website.
Well, thank you so much, Dave, for coming on. I really
pleasure.
appreciate it, and I think that, all this information is really going to help a lot of people to be able to use the internet and drive more business to their website. And also, as far as your free consultation that you offer, they can reach out to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're the expert on this.
I am so happy to have anyone call me, and I'm happy to offer anything that I can.
Wonderful. All right. Well, everyone, please, again, if you have any questions, you can reach out to Dave. I'll link that website below after the show. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you so much for having me, Renee.
You're welcome.
It was awesome.